Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 6 of Apex Online Racing Season 7 PC Split 1 Championship at the Hungaroring in Budapest. I am still Justin, aka Fake Ghost Pirate,
And I'm Mikko, aka Smuffler.
and today we'll be doing 35 laps around this go-kart track. This extremely skinny, non-F1 style track. How'd you feel going into this race? I gotta say it's probably not a driver favorite as far as the whole grid is concerned.
Yeah, I don't think so. But from last year's game, I was actually feeling pretty good. So for some reason, I seem to have pretty good pace at this track.
Did you get pole
And
last season actually?
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I was pretty close to winning it before slamming into the wall. In the first corner, it started raining, and yeah, that happened. So
Yeah. It ended up being a good qualifying for you and a good race for me as I made all the right calls as far as going onto the wet weather tires. And actually, I think my highest qualifying to date was Hungary last year. I think I qualified like seventh or something, where a lot of times, I'm qualifying closer towards 10th and stuff like that. So Hungary, I think, was one of my better qualifying races as well. I did a lot of practice for Hungary last year. I did a ton of practice actually, and I think because I was so uncomfortable with the track and everything, and I didn't really like it, so I just ended up doing an insane amount of practice for it.
yeah, and a little bit off topic here. I believe it's your birthday today.
Yeah. Yes. I am 29 years old today. Got one
Yeah, for
year
some
left.
reason, for some reason, always in the comments, everybody is asking how old is Justin? How old is Justin? No one ever ask how old I am.
Well, I think it's easy to tell that you're young 20s, but everyone can tell I'm an old man. So, yeah, I'm 29 today, one more year till 30. I still feel pretty much the same, though. I did get a little lightheaded doing Abu Dhabi the other day, though. I hope that's not age related. All right, so here we are, side by side comparison coming to the start finish line using KERS after you cross the line. It's hard to use KERS on this track, so most drivers I think will find using KERS as they cross the line, even for the quali lap. And it looks like you definitely got the edge on me at the moment, although no, it looks like I've closed that back down. I lost some time through the corner, but oh, I used a lot more KERS than you, and it appears your DRS is broken. Did that just happen?
Yeah,
Was your DRS open after turn one?
I think it was. I think it just broke down right in the second corner.
That's really strange. Well, okay, at least you got the majority of it, and you're actually down on your first sector time. You're about 2/100ths down on your previous. But I mean, that's incredibly consistent. Still really close, actually. Not a big difference between us. You're definitely ahead, though, at this point. Probably by a couple of tenths at least. As we go under the UBS sign, braking just after the 100-meter board, and you're in third gear for that corner. Interesting. I'm in second gear. I think your gears were a little bit shorter than mine, though.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, yeah. I don't think I could have taken that in third gear with mine. And you've actually saved some KERS for the final run to the line. That's interesting. I never even considered doing that, to be honest. I was pretty much using all of my KERS in Sector 1 for quali laps as I crossed the line after turn 1 and then after turn 3. So that's interesting. But sixth place for you with a 17.297, which is actually off of your PB. And only, I think it was 10th place for me. Yeah, I got 10th, which is the worst possible position I could have started in. I had a strategy for if I was starting below 10th, and I had a strategy for if I was starting above 10th. And 10th is the lowest of the top 10, obviously. So I got to start on these option tires. But I'm pretty far back as well, so it's not a great start, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the tire wear is super bad on this track. And if you looked at the setup, I was running not the full left camber, but maybe 3 or 4 clicks to the right from full left.
Yes, yeah. The tire wear is really bad here. It's definitely a front limited track, specifically the front left, as it is a clockwise circuit. So the front left really takes a pounding. I mean, turn 3 is pretty bad. Turn 5, that long right-hander, that one's pretty bad on the tires as well.
Yep.
And then sector 2 as well, really bad. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're away, and we're racing in Hungary. Alex Gillen with a not-so-great qualifying, starting from 4th place on the grid. Granu in 3rd. Very nice qualifying from him to pip Alex Gillen. Going down into turn 1. Oh no, and there's a little bit of contact. It looks like you might have bumped Alex, who might have bumped Kifla, who might have bumped Onage. And it looks like Alex has taken the lead of the race, followed very closely by Ryden in the Toro Rosso, who's going to try around the outside of turn 2. And nope, looks like Alex is going to hang on to that position. And
I'm just giving places back in sympathy.
And on board with me, I've actually made quite a nice start. I was side by side with Zephyr for 6th place there. As we come around, I believe this is turn 5. This is that long left, and oh, something's happened with Jack first, I think that was. And Zephyr is squeezing me right off the track, and I'm in the gravel trap. And this is exactly what I didn't want to happen, and that's going to knock me down to 12th. So at least I'm still above Onage, but I believe that's only because he's lost his entire front wing.
Yeah, that's right. And Onage, Kifla, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. That was just a brake too late for that corner, and it was totally my fault.
Yeah, I think you might have been braking in the right place if you weren't in the dirty air of a car. But unfortunately, with that dirty air, I think it was just enough to cause you to just nudge Alex in the slightest. I mean, it was the smallest tap, but it seemed like each contact after that tap just got stronger than the initial contact. So it was just kind of like this game of dominoes where each domino gets hit even harder than the one before. And so unfortunately Onage comes off worse for wear. As you can see him pitting on the mini map there. He is pitting for the option tires, I can tell you, because I'm in 12th right now, and my engineer very kindly came on the radio and told me the car behind is putting on a pair of the option tires. So Onage is pretty much a pit stop down on the rest of the field. He's going to run the exact same strategy, I assume, of option prime. But he's got to do one extra stop to change those options pretty much. So not looking good for Onage at the moment, as he's just coming into turn 2.
Yeah, and usual strategy is 3-stop, and somebody is going for a 4-stop in this race. And options usually last about, if they're fresh, they last about 6 or 7 laps, maybe even 8, and the primes can do about 10 laps.
Yeah, it really depends on the driving style and stuff like that. As you lock your inside wheel, go a little wide through that penultimate corner, and go into rich mix now. Very close proximity to Jack first. No DRS this lap though. As we come to the end of lap 2, DRS is going to be activated now though, and you are 1.2 behind Jack first, so hopefully you can close that down, maybe get DRS on him at the end of lap 3 here. For those of you who may have forgotten, Hungary has a single DRS detection point, but 2 DRS activation zones at the exit of the final corner and at the exit of turn 1. And back on board with me, and I am just behind Days in the Lotus, and it looks like Zephyr and Barcelona are going side by side through turn 3. It looks like Zephyr has edged him out to hang on to that's 9th place position.
Yeah, and if you can see, you have 3 laps of fuel, and if you even if you go as you go right past Days as he goes wide.
Yep, he
nice
lost
pass.
he lost some momentum, and I just kind of dove up the inside and hoped for the best, and it actually worked out pretty well. But yeah, this is aggressive fuel. Like is I believe where you were going with that. I'm running aggressive fuel,
which usually gives 3 or 4 laps of extra fuel, which is kind of strange.
Yeah. I mean, in my Abu Dhabi race, aggressive gave me -2 for the start of the race. Here in Hungary, it gives you +3. I thought maybe it was a glitch with the aggressive fuel setting where it's giving more than it should, but it's like that for every setting. If you go for cautious, it gives you +5 laps of fuel. And it's incredibly hard. There's really there's no straights on this track. Really just the start-finish straight, and then this straight after turn 1. There's a straight after turn 3, and then there's that straight at the end of Sector 2, at the beginning of Sector 3. But besides, I mean, those are really the only locations that you can effectively use rich mix around this track. So it seems like a waste of fuel.
Yeah, that was actually my strategy in the first part, to just burn as much fuel as possible, that the car would get lighter and not hurt the tires so much.
I think that was probably a good idea. I'm surprised I didn't consider that myself, because I'm doing a lot of fuel saving in Sector 3 through the penultimate corner and the final corner. So it's pretty easy to keep your fuel up at this track. But I hadn't even considered just running the first couple of laps in rich the whole time and just burn some off. I think especially after getting knocked back down to 12th place, that would have been beneficial. But we're coming to the end of lap 4, and this is my scheduled pit stop. Really, the pit stop strategy for this race is either 4, 14, 24, or I'm sorry, 4, 15, 24, or 5, 15, 25. But it really, most people are who started on the options are going to be looking to pit at the end of lap 4, lap 5, lap 6 at the most.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit of an early pit stop. I had the Red Bull in with me, and actually it looks like I've jumped fast at first in the pits. I wonder if he got held up or if he had to change a wing or something.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten held up there, but we'll see. You clearly had the pace on him on that first stint.
Yeah.
I'm really close to Jack first now.
Yep, we're both attacking the Red Bulls currently. And going through Sector 2, you lose a lot of time if you're close to someone. Oh, but he's gone very wide. Clearly, he's struggling with his tires more. You go along the outside, and that's job done. Wow, what a move. Just he goes wide through that long right-hand corner and just take the position. Very nicely done. Up to 6th place. 2.8 to Chicane, not far behind. Not sure, did Chicane start on the options? It looks like he is pitting. Nope. Or is he? I couldn't tell. That looked... I think he's pitting. Yep, that is Chicane up ahead. He is pitting. Lots of people are pitting. Looks like at least 4 cars in the pits at the moment. Toro Rosso, Ferrari, Mercedes, Sauber, and Red Bull.
Rosso.
Oh yeah, I said Toro Rosso before. That was Red Bull, and then Toro Rosso's down here. No, yeah. you were right. That end one, farther one, was Toro Rosso's. Go coming out in 8th position, with Jack first just behind still, and Chicane just up ahead.
Yeah, at this point I was pretty confident that I could, as my DRS
Your
is
DRS
broken
is
again.
broken again. What the heck? How does this keep happening?
I have no idea, but just like Alonso in Bahrain or something.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you think the Swiss would be good at this kind of thing.
Yeah. So I thought I had the pace. In practice, I thought I had pretty good race pace, so I was feeling pretty confident, and I actually like this track. I have to admit that I actually like this track. So I was just pushing at the stage, pushing a little bit too much there, but
and really closing down Chicane. Holy crap! 1.6 now. It was 2.8. And then it was 2.3 at the end of Sector 1, so you gained 7/10 in Sector 2. And pulling out on Jack first as well, a 2.2 second gap to Jack first at the end of Sector 2. I mean, you are flying right now.
Yeah, even without DRS, and there is cars in the pits.
Yep.
Let's see who that is.
It looks like you jumped 2 cars, and you are very close
Granu.
to a McLaren. Yep, that's Granu in the McLaren, who comes out just behind Chicane, who you've been closing down significantly all this while. So I imagine you're going to be getting right up to the both of them. Hopefully Chicane can hold up Granu a little bit and can get a pass done on the 2 of them at the same time, using a little bit of curves at the exit of turn 3. Nicely in the slipstream.
Yeah, well done by Granu.
0.6 to Granu.
Yeah, well done by Granu to do 6 laps on the options.
Wow,
which
yeah.
is an achievement in itself.
Yeah, especially after qualifying third. I mean, he must have really punished the tires in qualifying to put it up in the top 3. And then to do 6 laps on those tires is definitely impressive. I think he's lost out position on the track, but he does have fresher tires than the cars around him. So hopefully he can use that to good effect. And coming to the end of Sector 2, yeah, very close behind. And it doesn't really seem like he's being held up by chicane. He doesn't seem loads faster. You seem like the faster car out of these 3.
Yeah, and now is the wrong time to have a broken DRS.
Yeah, I'm just now realizing that, and I assume his DRS. Does he have DRS open? I can't
he does.
Okay, yeah, I mean he's got to with the way he's pulling away from you. Yeah, it was definitely open. Just looked a little funny. Yeah. And as we start lap 8 in very close proximity still, hopefully that DRS is going to get fixed in the next couple of laps or so. As we skip ahead 3 laps now, and the DRS is fixed. Coming to the end of lap 11.
And you can see Granu has got past chicane with DRS, I suppose.
And pulled away as well.
Yeah. So chicane is looking like the slower car at this point, and I've just tried to get past him this few laps now, and now trying to do that again.
Very close, going into turn 1, not quite side by side. Braking very late for that corner and squeezing up the inside. Chicane's got the better exit though, but you got the DRS and the curves, and he's leaving your room.
Here.
Very fair racing from Chicane here. You can't quite pull it off. Couldn't quite hang it around the outside. Using the rest of your curves though. Gonna go along the outside for turn 4. This is a Roman Grosjean style move, and nope. Oh wow! And the switchback. You got the outside line for turn 5 there. Wow.
Let's see that again.
What a move. That's fantastic. That is just fantastic. I got chills right now. That is amazing. That is a fantastic move. Just absolutely amazing. That's great. That should go on your resume somehow. When you apply for jobs in the future, you need to somehow attach that video into your resume. Just see, this is what I can do for your company right here. So that moves you up into 4th position. Big gap now to Granu, though. He's definitely used that time that he had while you were stuck behind chicane to good effect. He's 4.2 seconds up the road, but we're just barely a third of the way through this race. So still got lots of time left. I'm in 9th place at the moment, 5.5 seconds behind Barcelona and 9/10 back to Fat first. And nearing the end of this stint, I'm going to be pitting on lap 14 for another set of the primes. Going to Rich, using the rest of my curves. Going to try and defend from Fat first with his DRS, using some more curves.
There's somebody in the pits. I think chicane has
2 cars in the pits. Yeah, 2 cars in the pits actually. So I'm in 7th at the moment, still hanging on to that position with Fat first, using the curves to good effect to hang on to that position. But probably not for long. It's looking like with the DRS at least, he's certainly got the speed, and even through the corners there. I'm running pretty high downforce for this race, as a lot of people were. I believe 11 on the front and 10 on the rear, and a little bit of a corner cut there. I really just don't seem to be going that fast right now. It seems kind of pedestrian, like I'm just kind of cruising as I clunk over the curbs for that chicane. That is not how you really want to be taking those. 3rd gear for this corner, 3rd gear for the next one. Moving ahead to Miko, now 4.5 seconds to Granu, so he's actually still pulling out that gap even. And it looks like he's even closing in on the car that's in 2nd place. Do we know who's in 2nd place at the moment?
I think that's Raiden, I think.
Okay, and yeah, okay, and he's still up there on merit, right? It's not like he's done one less pit stop or anything.
Yeah, he's in the start he gained a lot of positions because of that crash. He just stuck with Alex, I think. Gotcha. And did I just move ahead of you, or am I about to move ahead of you? Let's see. I think I'll retain that. Nope. I think you're ahead now. Okay,
I am pitting this lap though. I'm pitting at the end of lap 14. Was this your scheduled pit stop? Was on lap 13?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so you pit early in an effort to undercut?
Yeah, and my tires were pretty bad after just
All the dirty air and the battling and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, well, you definitely got clear air up ahead right now, but the real issue is that you need to hang on to this position in front of chicane. You're definitely going to be using up some of that tire life in an effort to try and pull away from him, but you'd be using even more tires if you were to drop behind him. So I imagine you're pushing very hard right now to try and hang on to this position so you can keep this clear air.
Yeah, and chicane is on a 4-stop, so that was really crucial to get ahead of him at that stage.
Gotcha. So end of lap 14 now. This is my scheduled pit stop. Down to +2 laps of fuel now, using lean for sector 3.
Yeah. And that's about scheduled for you.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah. So I'm doing 4:14:24. Yeah. So I'm doing 10 laps in the first stint, 10 laps in the second stint, and 11 laps in the third stint as far as primes are concerned. And let's see if it's a good pit stop. Yep, 3.18 from the Sauber guys, and it looks like I am going to be coming out in 12th place. So that's not good.
Oh dear. Yeah, there is Fat first, unfortunately.
And Days, looks like Days is actually on the prime, or excuse me, the option tires at the moment as well. So
I think he must be on a 4-stop then.
Yeah, he must be. And it's looking like Fat First definitely has the pace on him at the moment, as he's very close behind through those corners.
Too much anyway.
Yeah, I got it when I got caught so quick. Holy shit.
And I would definitely be in front of these two cars if I hadn't had that trip to the gravel in the first on the first lap. Possibly in front of the car in front of these two guys as well, potentially.
They got one more.
Unfortunately, it's not looking like it's going to rain for this race. As far as the forecast is concerned, some of you guys might be looking at the skies right now, thinking that this might be about to get really exciting. But in fact, there is no scheduled rain. 0% chance of rain for this race.
They at least slowed down to get to DRS.
Yeah, it's just cloudy.
And
we switch back to my own board.
And
there's someone in the pits coming.
Oh. And
I think that's
Granu.
Granu.
Yeah, I think that's Granu. So actually, you've jumped Granu. He must have really struggled for a little bit there on the worn tires, as you're behind Onage at the moment, who has currently moved himself from 13th up to 3rd. But he is on worn tires at the moment. His pit stop strategy has gone a little out of whack. So this is not his real position. Ooh, as those tires are definitely giving more grip than you expected. And you are definitely gaining on Onage here. Hopefully you're gaining just enough to get DRS at the end of this lap, and hopefully he'll even pit for you at the end of this lap as well. That would be pretty much perfect scenario.
That's a rare treat to close down on Onage at any situation. So
yeah,
I'm making the best of this.
Yeah, gotta enjoy it. Once again, another clip that can go in your CV. And it looks like actually you are closed down just perfectly, so you are going to get DRS on him. Is he going to pit? Nope, he doesn't pit though, unfortunately. So you're going to have to do it on track. You got about 20% of your curves or so. DRS is open. Onage moves to the right to defend. Get you out of his slipstream as well. I'm sure he's using lots of curves. And moves back over to the left to take the racing line. And you brake very late. Move up the inside on him. He's clearly got worn tires. And wow. Holy cow. Holy cow.
I didn't even use curves.
Yeah.
Right there. So that just shows how worn his tires must be.
Yeah. Clearly, he's trying to get as many laps out of these tires as he can. But yeah, just not working out. As somebody's in the pits right now, I think somebody may have had an issue, because they are very far behind. I'm not sure who that is. But you're in second place now after passing Onage, with Alex very far ahead. We can take a look and see what that split looks like at the end of Sector 2.
About 12 seconds or so, if I remember correctly, but let's see.
Let's see. Yep, about 12 seconds, 11.8.
Yep.
And let's see if you're actually gaining on him. You're definitely pulling out on Onage. You already got him out of your DRS range. 1.5 seconds back, and hopefully, because there's a big train of cars behind him, hopefully Onage is going to hold those guys up, but I don't think so. I think he's pitting. Yep, it looks like Onage is pitting. That's going to release Granu and the 2 cars behind Granu as well.
Raiden.
And Raiden,
Yeah.
yep. Wow, it looks like Raiden is getting by Granu on the straight, probably with DRS. And we're going to skip ahead now from lap 18 to lap 23, and Miko has some really red front-left tire action going on.
If we look at the minimap, you can see that it's Alex driving by himself.
Yep, Alex is
in the lead.
14 seconds up the road.
And then it's me, Raiden, and Granu in very close proximity, and then it's also a really big gap
Yes.
to the cars behind. So I've been actually holding these guys up for maybe 3 laps here. But all in fair game, they haven't been able to get past me.
And are you scheduled to pit this lap? I don't think you are.
No, I'm trying to. I mean, my left front is really worn, so
yeah, it's bad.
I'm clearly holding these guys up because they both pit at least, I'd say 2 or 3 laps later than me, so they have cleared the fresher tires.
And Ryan's got DRS, he's in your slipstream, he's moving to the inside, he's probably going to use those fresher tires, and there's a little contact from Granu that creates some contact with Raiden, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
That was weird. Okay, well, something happened with Raiden, and that caused him to drop back, even though I think he's the one that should rightfully be in second place at the moment. So unfortunately, he's lost out. That moves him back down to 4th place. Still in pretty close proximity. Granu's less than 2/10 behind at the moment. And this is the lap where you finally get to pit, and I'm sure at this moment you're just you can't wait to get into the pits, I would imagine.
Yeah, this is just so painful.
Oh, the understeer.
So much understeer. Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
And Granu is really close at the moment.
Yeah, and that's the final
Running
high-speed
really wide.
left-hand corner, but yeah, it doesn't look like you're
And
going to be
here he
able to
goes.
hold him up. He moves to the inside. You can try along the outside, but no, it's really hard to stick with someone around the outside for that corner. And Raiden's going to move up
Here
the
comes
inside
Raiden.
now. And I wonder if he's going to be pitting, and
Yes,
he is pitting, so he passes you just before entering the pits. Good move from Raiden there. Is actually you forgot to use the rest of your KERS.
Whoops.
And going on to the front. That could have been the difference right there, man. You could be in 3rd.
Oh well.
Wow, another 3.18 second pit stop from the Sauber guys. They're extremely consistent today. And here I am pitting at the end of lap 24 from 10th position, and it looks like I'm going to be coming out in 12th position. Really unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Yep. Can use some KERS.
I think we forgot to mention that Kifla disconnected.
Oh, right, yeah, that's why there's only 12 cars on the track right now, because Kifla.
Yeah, I think he lost an end plate, and then I think he spun coming out of the pits, and then he just rage quit.
Right, yeah. He
and
lost.
I think he had a really long pit stop as well.
Yeah, that's right. He lost some wing. He went into the pits, as I as well am getting way more grip from new tires than expected. It's extremely easy to cut that corner, especially when you just put on a brand new set of tires, but I can assure you guys that nobody is doing it intentionally. It just kind of happens that way. You're so used to turning in at one point, and then all of a sudden that point is way too soon. And back on board with you, and it looks like this has become a
train here.
Yeah, a 4-way battle, as there's a Williams involved now, and you're getting a good run on Raiden with the DRS, using some KERS. You got the inside line, and whoa, there's a McLaren coming out of the pits.
So we're gonna go side by side.
Oh, and that's Zephyr.
In pairs.
Zephyr is on a strange strategy. I'm not 100% sure what laps and what tires he was using, but you guys can see right now he is on the option tires at the moment, but I think he has one more stop to make, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's on a 4-stop.
Okay.
I think he started on the primes and did 2 or 3 option stints, which is very unconventional.
Yes, yeah, I think he did 2 prime stints, 3 option stints is how Zephyr found the best way around the track for him anyway. I could certainly understand that type of strategy because it means you don't have any slow laps. Just every lap you do is a quali lap pretty much. But you got to be really fast to take advantage of that strategy. And Zephyr is fast at this track. He's faster than me at this track anyway, for sure. Although pretty much everyone was faster at this track. As Ryden dives up the inside of Barcelona, makes a very daring move, and Barcelona's going to have the inside line for the final corner here, but it looks like you just got more tire life than he does, as you're going to get DRS and use the rest of your curves very nicely and right in slipstream. It looks like you're gaining on him, actually, gaining on him significantly. Going to go to the inside. Oh, as you lock your wheel. And who's that coming up the inside? Is that Barcelona? Is that Granu? That's Granu. Granu sneaks up the inside, takes 2 positions at turn 1, and you're gonna let Ryden by?
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's only right.
That was just maybe a little bit too aggressive, and Raiden expressing that I might have done something wrong there in the radio.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll just let him pass and try something else a little bit later here.
Yeah, there's lots of race left. There's 8 laps to go after this one is done. So yeah, you don't want to risk getting a penalty at the end of the race. Better to just give the position back and just do it again. That's just how it goes sometimes in F1. Happens in real life F1 as well. And it's a lot better than getting a 10-second penalty.
Yeah. And of course Granu benefiting from that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. He's moved himself up to 5th place position. I believe that's a net 3rd at the moment, though. I think Onage is in the pits right now. 2 cars in the pits right now, actually. I think that's Zephyr and Onage. Nope, one of them is Chicane.
Yeah, and I think actually
Raiden
is... Yeah, Raiden is the... he's on 2nd place, if you really think who's he's kind of, Zephyr's kind of out of position at the moment.
Right. Yeah. He is definitely pitting again. And Zephyr has pit now at the end of lap 30, and Onage is very close behind you, and I don't think he has any more stops to make. And your DRS is broken again. What is going on? Your DRS broke in quali. Your DRS broke twice in the race. That's 3 times in an hour. That's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen DRS break that frequently. And this is not helping you in this situation at all. It's not allowing you to get past Ryden. It's making your life that much harder to defend against Onage. And this is literally DRS is working. The DRS is working. Of course, right after the DRS zone. Oh, as you use the rest of your curves, switch it to the inside on Ryden. Nope, Ryden just carries too much speed through the corner. Defends that position well. And Onage is definitely looking very feisty.
Rear tires are starting to give up already, so I'm just trying to keep him behind.
Oh gosh.
As he
has a
look on the inside.
He's definitely trying to at least intimidate you a little bit, let you know that he's right there. And you're losing time through riding through this very high-speed, tight section of Sector 2. But gaining some time in the slipstream as we start Sector 3. Using the curbs very aggressively as Onage moves to the inside. Whoa. And Ryden goes very wide as well. It looks like Onage is going to have the outside line for the final corner. You dive up the inside. No curves to defend with, though. This does mean that you got DRS, though. So you got DRS. You're in the slipstream behind Ryden, which Onage is not getting. Using a little bit of curves as well. Side by side with Onage. You're both catching Ryden at quite a rate of speed. Breaking down into turn 1, you got the inside line, so you're going to hold on to that position. Onage switches back for the outside line of turn 2.
I'm going to have the inside, but he's right there.
Holy cow. Wow.
Wheel-to-wheel racing, guys.
And he does it. He does it. Hangs it around the outside of turn 2 to take 4th place. That's just amazing. It's some fantastic racing up at the front here for the podium positions in Hungary. I mean, this is really fantastic. It looks like he's actually having a little look-see at Ryden going into this chicane. But again, that looks more like intimidation tactics more than anything else. But with 3 laps left to go after this one, I'm not sure how much longer Ryden can hold on.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's just really close.
Ooh, running very
As you
wide.
can see, really hard to follow anybody on this track on that middle sector.
You got a big gap to Fat First though, so you can be a little daring. You can take it. You can take some chances if you need to, because you got a big 6-second gap back to Fat First in 6th place.
Yep. Well, at least my DRS is working, so I can I can at least use that to follow these guys.
And Raiden is being very aggressive, defending that position, staying to the far right as they go into turn 1. Onage gets the nice racing line though. He switches back. He's going to try the exact same move on Raiden that he did on you around the outside of turn 2. Raiden goes wide. You lock up. Onage takes the position. And it looks like you're going to get past Raiden as well and move yourself up into 4th place position.
Yeah, and that's kind of synchronized locking from me and Raiden there. We looked at the just brake too late to that corner for some reason, and Raiden just lost out more than myself, and I was just able to take advantage of that position, of that situation, which is kind of what I was actually
hoping for,
kind of waiting for,
yeah.
For them to battle, and then I'll just use that to my advantage.
Ooh, as I apparently seem to be struggling with my front left tire. Still running in 11th place. I mean, I'm not that far behind the group of cars. Certainly that lockup lost me some time, but I didn't have the pace to catch them, but at the same time I didn't have the pace to lose out on them. I'd probably be closer to 9th or 10th place at the moment, definitely 10th, probably closer to 9th, 8th, 7th. You can see there's a grouping of cars, looks like 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th position are all in very close proximity going down the straight right now, and that's about where I would be without the incident on turn 1 and also the incident with Barcelona that I had earlier in the race that we didn't see. So unfortunately, I'm just kind of running my own race as we start the second to last lap. With just no ability to catch them and no positions to lose, so it's pretty boring at the back here for Justin at the end of this race.
Yeah, and Alex in his own league as usual, but without that first corner incident, I'd say Onage would have been really strong in this race.
Absolutely. I mean, for Onage to go from last to the podium positions, and not just last, but 15 seconds in last, is just truly amazing. Onage's pace for this track was truly something else. He wasn't feeling great the weekend we did this either. I don't. For anyone that follows him on Twitter, you would have known about this already. But yeah, Onage wasn't feeling great going into this race as far as his health is concerned. And then to have that incident on turn 1 and fight back from 13th to 3rd, it's really amazing. And at the same time, I'm not surprised, because that's just kind of what Onage does. Oh my gosh, big lockup going into turn 2. I mean, you pretty much
managed to save that, but
yeah, you kept it on the track, but I mean, it was just under rotating for the first half of the corner. I mean, you were under rotating where you should have been hitting the apex even. So it just shows how dead the front left is. This is the 11th lap on this tire, and
you can see a lot of understeer there as well. But it's the last lap, and there's I think Raiden is suffering from the same problem as me, because we started on the same lap.
He's dropping back, not massively dropping back, but he's definitely not any threat from behind. Onage is quite a ways up the road as well, so actually your last lap is going to be pretty uneventful as well. But man, what a race, at least from your point of view. I mean, just fantastic wheel-to-wheel stuff. I mean, even double wheel-to-wheel, where I mean you got 2 sets of cars going wheel-to-wheel through a corner. I mean, just fantastic stuff from everyone.
Yeah, and apologies again to Onage, but also congratulations, because that was just a very remarkable drive.
Absolutely, yeah. I think him and Alex were talking about it at the end of the race, saying that might be one of his best drives ever. In the end, I could not get into the points, unfortunately. I was back down in 11th place, and yeah, just unfortunate, but that's kind of how Hungary goes. You know, you had the bad luck in Hungary last season, and this year, or this season, I'm the one that has the bad luck. You're just outside the podium. If only Ownage wasn't Ownage, I think you would have had third place comfortably.
Yeah, and some of those incidents with Raiden and Granu, maybe without those I would have been higher up as well. But
Yeah.
all the glory to Granu, because great drive from him to pull out when it actually mattered, and a good second place.
Pretty close race too, actually. If you really look at it, going from second down to me in 11th, it's actually only 20 seconds apart. So the difference
Yep.
between me and Granu, who finished in second, was an average maybe 7/10 per lap over the course of the entire race. So really close racing from everyone. Pretty surprising stuff. You know, normally Hungary isn't super exciting. So that was a bit of a surprise for sure. And so that's going to move me down 2 positions because I didn't score. Chicane and Raiden are going to move ahead of me. Raiden actually moving up 3 positions with that 5th place finish. Zephyr moves up a position because of his 7th place. Granu moves up 2 positions ahead of the 2 firsts because of his 2nd place finish. And Alex closes down that gap to Ownage, very close in the battle for 1st place at the moment. And in the constructors, it's looking really close in the midfield. Not so much at the front, but the midfield, it's quite a battle going on between Sauber, McLaren, and Williams.
Yeah, and next race is of course Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, and of course that's a driver favorite for almost everybody.
Absolutely, yeah.
And,
I mean, who doesn't love Spa? I mean, you got to be crazy. If you love F1, then you love Spa.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be it for this race. It was, I think, for me at least, one of the best of the season.
Yeah, fantastic race. Really looking forward to Spa-Francorchamps. And hopefully we can maybe both do well in a race for once.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys. Join us next time for Spa.
Yeah, we'll see you there.